The story begins deep inside a dense jungle, right in the middle of a massive river. Here, a man named Jeff is moving forward in his boat along with his two partners. These men used to catch snakes and sell them in the city, but today, the place where they were headed was far more dangerous than anything they had ever seen. The boat captain tries to warn Jeff, saying, "The area you're going to, it's cursed. It's filled with deadly snakes, and I've heard that a giant anaconda lives there, the Crimson Serpent. Whoever enters its territory never returns alive." But Jeff simply smiles and replies, "Just take us there. You'll get your money. After that, you can turn your boat around and leave." Jeff was an expert snake hunter, and this time he wasn't after ordinary snakes. He had come specifically to capture the legendary Crimson Anaconda. A while later, the boat reaches the location. The captain demands extra money, saying this was the riskiest place he had ever brought anyone. Jeff doesn't argue. He pulls out the cash, but the moment the captain reaches out with both hands, Jeff deliberately drops the money to the floor. As the captain bends down to pick it up with a grin, Jeff plunges a knife into his throat. The captain collapses, and Jeff coldly slits his neck, throwing his head into the water. His two partners, watching from the riverbank, freeze in terror. Jeff walks toward them and warns, "Try betraying me, and you'll meet the same fate." The three continued deeper into the jungle until they found an enormous stone statue shaped like a serpent. Jeff smirks. So the Crimson Anaconda legend was real after all. Meanwhile, the two partners happily began catching the smaller snakes around them, filling their cloth bags with dozens of them. But Jeff ignored the little ones. His eyes were fixed only on the king of this jungle. One partner carries the heavy snake-filled bag back toward the boat and freezes. The decapitated captain's body was now standing upright in the shallow water, swaying unnaturally. Before he can process it, the corpse suddenly sinks and something massive darts toward him beneath the surface. Panicking, he sprints toward the jungle. But it's too late. A gigantic anaconda strikes like lightning, coiling around him, crushing his bones and swallowing him whole. The second partner, walking through the forest with another bag of snakes, suddenly stops dead in his tracks. He spots the monstrous anaconda climbing a tree, and in its swollen belly he could clearly see the outline of a human body. Before he can escape, the serpent vomits out his friend's half-digested corpse and then lunges at him, wrapping around him and devouring him as well. Jeff witnesses all this from a distance, not horrified, but pleased. This is exactly what he wanted. When the snake is distracted while feeding, Jeff planned to attack and capture it. He aims his shotgun, ready to sedate the beast, but suddenly, the entire jungle erupts. Birds screech, animals panic, and the anaconda slips away into the darkness.
Cut to a failing circus. A bankrupt circus is preparing to shut down. Billy Yang, a former poor performer who mysteriously became rich overnight, arrives with a suitcase full of cash. He buys every member of the circus and plans to take them to Thailand to restart the show. But secretly, Billy is planning something else. On the boat to Thailand, Billy sneaks into the bathroom and whispers on a call, "The shipment is ready. I'm bringing the people." The people were the circus staff. He planned to sell their organs, not start a circus. Soon, the boat is blocked by containers. Instead of taking a longer route, Billy orders the captain to use explosives. They blow up the blockade, but the containers were full of snakes. Hundreds of serpents rain onto the boat, biting people everywhere. Lenny, a smart young woman, uses a high-pressure water hose and manages to clear most snakes into the river. Billy hides in the bathroom, but the ceiling collapses and snakes fall on him. He jumps into the river and swims ashore, only to face a king cobra. Right before the cobra strikes, a man crushes its head with his foot. It's Jeff. Jeff, grateful, takes Jeff aboard. Jeff lies, claiming he is a wildlife explorer stranded by accident. But when a poisonous thin snake is pulled out from a man's ear and bites Jeff, Jeff shows immunity. Lenny becomes suspicious. Later, Jeff bribes the captain to take him to Crimson's territory. The captain refuses, pulls a gun on Jeff, and threatens to shoot. Jeff waits until night and drags the captain underwater, killing him. He uses the captain's corpse as bait to summon Crimson. When the group hears strange jungle noises again, they see the water moving violently. Crimson attacks the boat, pulling Jeff underwater. After a brutal struggle, Jeff survives, but the boat is destroyed, and the captain's body is spat out on deck. The group panics. Crimson begins hunting inside the boat. 2 circus members are nearly killed until Jeff manages to distract Crimson. But kerosene spills during the chaos. A series of explosions sets the boat on fire. Everyone jumps into the river, except Jeff, whose rope trap on Crimson prevents him from escaping. The boat explodes, and Jeff burns alive. Or so they think. The group reaches shore. Lenny realizes Jeff manipulated them and used their boat as a trap. But Billy only cares about money. When Jeff suddenly returns alive, Billy switches sides and agrees to help him capture Crimson for millions of dollars. The Jungle Trek. Jeff claims he has medicine in his boat to cure a circus girl bitten by a lethal spider. To save her, they must follow him. They travel for hours. Jeff warns them, "Never drink from this river. It contains parasites that make you so thirsty, you drown yourself." That night, one performer's brother drinks from the river and dies in that exact horrifying way. The next day, they must walk through a river to reach Jeff's boat. Crimson surrounds them underwater. The brother of the dead man is snatched, crushed, and dragged under. After barely reaching Jeff's abandoned boat, Jeff gives them the antidote as promised. Thailand is close, but Jeff pulls out his gun. He reveals the truth. He brought them here to use them as bait. Billy also reveals his true face. He never planned a circus. He became rich by selling human organs and was planning to sell theirs too. But now he believes Crimson is worth even more. The group is tied up as bait. One girl tricks Jeff, steals his gun, but can't unlock the safety. A brawl starts. A gunshot rings out. Billy watches as Crimson approaches 2 tied men, but another anaconda ambushes Billy from above and carries him away screaming. The baited men survive. Jeff tries to kill one of the girls, but Lenny hits him with a wooden beam, knocking him out. The group escapes, just as Crimson returns. The remaining survivors free each other and run as the jungle shakes again. Crimson rises behind the trees, and the screen cuts to black, leaving their fate unknown.